Hey guys, I know some of you don't do a whole lot of soldering, so I was just going to walk you through. There's really only 3 wires that have to get connected. We're going to connect one ground, which is this common line here, and then 2 inputs to the switches. And so I'm just going to show you how we do that in case you've never soldered before. I've got an anti-static mat here. Anytime you're dealing with these, you really want to be careful about static electricity. And it's not something that's going to cause your board to fry instantly. It's more like it's going to decrease the lifespan of the board. So if you don't have an anti-static mat, if you're not connected, right now I'm not connected, just to handle it by the outside edges and just be very careful. What we do here is we're going to take some wire strippers, expose some of this wire, and then I like to use a flux pen. And so this will be our ground. Oops. And all this is doing, puts a little bit of stuff called flux on here, just cleans up the connection and makes the soldering a little bit easier. And so what I'll do is this process is called tinning. I'm going to tin one part of my wire. You see that's copper right now, and as I got my soldering iron set to about 650, melt a little bit on there. Now you see that nice and coated and a good layer of solder. And so now I'm actually going to bring it here. I'm going to curve these wires around. So all I'm going to do, let's see, I wish I had a helping set of hands. I think I can mount it in here and do this. Probably just be able to solder this directly here. And that's a pretty good attachment. I could load up some more solder on here if I needed to. Well, wasn't a good attachment. Just let that flow. And so he's on there pretty good. We're going to do the same thing, connecting him to ground. And so it's probably hard to see here, but these actually have the reference designators on them. This is telling me it's ground. And so I break out my flux pen. Get a nice layer of flux on there. Flux this end. I'm not going to tin this end because it makes it a little bit fatter and these just barely go in. So all I do is put that through and he'll just be sitting there. And just let it get wicked through that hole. That should be pretty good. You don't need any special equipment. Yeah, you can see I made a nice little fillet on the other side, so it actually got wicked through capillary action up through there, and now it's got a good solder connect through there. I'm going to go ahead and do it for the other two. You don't have to watch in this video, but I just want to show you that you don't need anything too special. You don't need a microscope for doing this type of work. I'm using a little bit nicer soldering iron here, but you know, your $20 Radio Shack special will work for this. I just like one where you can actually program how hot it gets so you don't burn the board. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit.